Alright, so I thought it would be time to make another video, this time on a Kenmore Progressive Limited Edition Canister Vacuum. I picked this up last weekend on Facebook Marketplace from seemingly the original owner. Now, the reason why I picked up this particular machine is because it is, as you can see, limited edition. So there are a few differences on this model compared to a normal progressive canister from this era, such as one like this red one over here. So being the limited edition, it has like a speckled type of paint finish to it, so it looks a little more fancy. The hose is actually about a foot or so longer than the regular hose. As far as I know, was only this model of progressive that had the longer hose like this, but I could be wrong. It also has a telescoping wand that you can adjust. As far as I know, this was the only model of this type of Kenmore canister to have that extendable hose. And then to top it off, it also has a dirt sensor, which is still functional on this machine. I thought this would have a variable speed, but it does not. I'm not sure if there were any Kenmores of this style to have that, or if maybe that was just introduced later on with the body style that replaced this style machine. It was made in 2001. The brush roll has metal end caps. I want to say at some point around 02 or 03 is when they switched to plastic end caps. The original progressives of this style had red bristles on the brush roll, but this one is white. Handle release mechanism is very worn. Sometimes it just kind of tilts back on its own. The handle release mechanism for the wand is missing, so you have to be careful not to tug too hard on the power nozzle or else it will disconnect. The plug, it's already plugged in, but the plug has been replaced, and it's got some wear on the back of the machine where the new plug has been rubbing against it. It's got some scratches, although I mean, for a 21-year-old vacuum cleaner, it's not that bad. I replaced the HEPA filter. The premotor filter is starting to come apart. I think that's just from age and being washed so many times. The hose has a couple of small, teeny tiny little tears in it right there. And another one right here. Again, not the worst I've seen, but I'm sure there's a way to remedy that. It doesn't really lose air. As far as I can tell, it still has a lot of suction through the hose. It does have all of the attachments on board. Now, I'm guessing it came with a mini power nozzle originally too, but I do not have that one. What's interesting is even the inside of the machine has the speckled paint, so it's kind of inside and out, which I think is kind of neat. And it does have a horsehair brush, dusting brush, and the floor tool is also horsehair as well, which I think is nice. So I don't remember how much these were new, because I was relatively young when these were on the market, but it certainly, as I can imagine, was the top of the line canister of the time. So it probably was over $400. I'm gonna say that's a pretty reasonable estimate. Now, as far as its sound, it sounds pretty much like every other Kenmore canister this era. So we'll give it a quick run over this carpet, and yeah, and you can all zoom in on the dirt sensor too, so you can see that working. Power nozzle actually sounds slightly different on this one than my other one. My guess is maybe it's the end caps that could make the difference, but I don't know. There's about a 3-year age gap between this machine and the red one over there. So, but anyway, that is the limited edition Kenmore Progressive. I hope you enjoyed the video.